The Lada Niva has always been a legend in the world of rugged off-roaders, a symbol of simplicity, durability, and raw capability. Since its birth in the late 1970s, this Russian-built machine has carved out a reputation that many modern SUVs can only dream of. Now, in 2026, the Niva makes a return in a form that blends its heritage with modern expectations, and what we're looking at today is more than just a car. It's a story of endurance, evolution, and a machine built for the toughest conditions the world can throw at it. The 2026 Lada Niva arrives at a time when the SUV market is saturated with luxury crossovers, technology-driven electric off-roaders, and a flood of vehicles that promise adventure but rarely see more than a gravel driveway. Against that backdrop, the new Niva stands out by doing exactly what it has always done: deliver honest, tough, and dependable performance. At first glance, the design pays homage to its predecessors. The boxy proportions remain, the short overhangs scream capability, and the stance tells you it was built to conquer mud, snow, sand, and everything in between. But unlike the bare-bones classic, this Niva carries a more refined face, with sharper headlights, modern LED signatures, and a grille that still feels utilitarian but has just enough contemporary flair to fit in with the modern age. One of the most striking things about the 2026 Niva is how it balances nostalgia with necessity. Fans of the old models will recognize the silhouette instantly, but details like more aerodynamic lines, flared wheel arches, and a slightly wider stance make this Niva feel sturdier, more planted, and ultimately more confident. The designers clearly understood that part of the Niva's charm was its no-nonsense look, and they've enhanced that without overcomplicating it. Where some SUVs chase sleekness, the Niva embraces its purpose. You see this in the chunky roof rails, the skid plates, and the ground clearance that is unapologetically high. This is a machine designed to take hits, climb trails, and push through hostile terrain without breaking a sweat. Step inside, and the cabin tells a similar story of evolution rather than reinvention. In older Nivas, the interior was basic, almost Spartan, with just the essentials and not much else. But in 2026, drivers expect more comfort, and the new model delivers without betraying its roots. The dashboard is clean, functional, and uncluttered. There's a mix of durable plastics and soft-touch materials where it matters, ensuring longevity without sacrificing modern appeal. A digital display sits behind the steering wheel, giving you vital information like speed, off-road modes, and navigation data, while a central touchscreen offers modern connectivity, including Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and built-in off-road navigation software. What stands out is how Lada has kept things simple. Unlike some SUVs overloaded with dozens of menus and endless tech, the Niva's system is intuitive. You can access critical functions without getting lost in digital mazes, which is exactly what you want when you're far from civilization. Controls are tactile, with chunky knobs and buttons designed to be operated even while wearing gloves. This is a detail that many modern vehicles overlook, but the Niva embraces. Seating is comfortable, with enough bolstering to hold you during bumpy rides but not so much that it sacrifices practicality. The upholstery options include tough fabric for those who plan to use the car in its natural environment and leather for those who want a little more refinement. Under the hood, the 2026 Niva has multiple options depending on market demand. The base version comes with a reliable 1.6-litre petrol engine, tuned for torque rather than outright speed. For those who want more power, there's a 2.0-liter turbocharged option that delivers respectable horsepower while maintaining efficiency. Perhaps the most significant addition is the hybrid variant, combining a small petrol engine with an electric motor to provide extra torque when tackling difficult terrain. While a fully electric Niva may be in the future, for now, this balance of traditional and hybrid powertrains ensures versatility. The engines are paired with either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic, giving drivers the choice depending on preference and usage. But the real magic of the Niva has always been in its off-road capabilities, and the 2026 model doesn't disappoint. Permanent all-wheel drive, low-range gearing, and locking differentials ensure that this vehicle can tackle mud bogs, steep climbs, and rocky trails with ease. The suspension has been re-engineered for better articulation and comfort, meaning it's equally at home crawling over boulders as it is cruising along highways. Ground clearance has been increased, approach and departure angles remain class-leading, and water-fording capability has been enhanced. This is not an SUV built just for looks, it's a workhorse. Driving the Niva on road is a much more pleasant experience than in past generations. Historically, the old models were known for being rough, noisy, and a bit unrefined. The 2026 version has made big strides in ride quality. Sound insulation keeps the cabin quieter, the steering is more precise, and the suspension absorbs imperfections better than ever before. Yet, it hasn't lost that raw connection to the terrain. You still feel like you're driving something built for toughness, not pampering, which adds to the character of the car. On highways, it cruises steadily, with enough comfort to handle long journeys. In cities, its compact footprint makes it surprisingly maneuverable, an advantage over many oversized SUVs that struggle in tight spaces. Safety has also taken a big leap forward. The Niva now comes with advanced driver assistance systems, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and automatic emergency braking. For off-road use, there are cameras that give you a 360-degree view of your surroundings, making it easier to navigate narrow trails or avoid obstacles. These systems don't overwhelm the driver, they're there as tools, not replacements for skill, which aligns perfectly with the philosophy of the vehicle. Another aspect worth noting is practicality. The Niva has always been a vehicle used by farmers, explorers, and people living in harsh climates. The 2026 model embraces this heritage with a versatile interior layout. The rear seats fold flat to create a large cargo area, perfect for hauling gear, tools, or camping equipment. Roof racks provide additional storage, and there are clever storage compartments inside for smaller items. Whether you're carrying firewood, adventure gear, or family luggage, the Niva is built to handle it. Fuel economy, while not its strongest suit, has improved compared to earlier generations. The hybrid version especially offers better efficiency, making it more appealing for daily use. Still, it's important to remember that this is a vehicle built for durability and capability first, economy second. Owners know what they're getting into. It's about going where others can't, not maximizing miles per gallon. The cultural significance of the Niva cannot be overlooked. For decades, it has been a symbol of resilience, especially in countries where roads are more suggestion than infrastructure. In 2026, the Niva keeps that spirit alive, serving both as a nostalgic connection for long-time fans and as a fresh, capable option for new buyers. It represents a philosophy that values practicality, honesty, and toughness over unnecessary luxuries. At a time when cars are becoming increasingly digital and detached, the Niva remains authentic. Pricing is another factor where the Niva shines. Unlike premium SUVs that demand huge sums of money for their off-road packages, the 2026 Niva remains accessible. It's priced to compete with compact crossovers, yet offers capability that many of them can't touch. This makes it not just an enthusiast's choice but also a practical one for those who need a dependable vehicle for challenging environments. The affordability also ensures that the Niva can continue being used by the people who rely on it most: rural communities, adventurers, and workers who demand a tough companion. Of course, the Niva is not without its flaws. It's not the fastest, the most luxurious, or the most fuel-efficient SUV on the market. But that was never the point. The point has always been reliability, durability, and a go-anywhere attitude. Those who choose the Niva do so because they value character over polish, substance over style. In a way that makes it even more special. Driving through muddy trails, you can feel the Niva's heritage come alive. It doesn't hesitate, it doesn't struggle, it simply keeps going. Climbing steep hills, the low-range gearing kicks in and provides confidence. On rocky paths, the suspension flexes and adapts, ensuring traction is maintained. These are the moments where the Niva feels most at home, where its engineering and philosophy shine. In the modern SUV world, vehicles like the Lada Niva are rare. Most automakers chase mainstream appeal, prioritizing comfort and style over genuine off-road ability. But the Niva remains true to itself, offering a refreshing alternative. It's not trying to be something it's not. It's not pretending to be a luxury car dressed as an SUV. It is, at its core, an honest off-roader that just happens to be more refined and capable than ever before. For anyone considering the 2026 Niva, the key question is simple: do you want a vehicle that embodies adventure in its purest form? If the answer is yes, then this machine is for you. It's a vehicle that doesn't just take you from point A to point B, it takes you everywhere in between, across terrains that others would shy away from. It's about freedom, resilience, and the joy of driving something unpretentious yet deeply capable. As the sun sets over a rugged landscape, the 2026 Lada Niva sits proudly, a reminder that some legends never fade, they only evolve. This is more than just a car. It's a companion, a tool, a piece of history that continues to adapt while staying true to its soul. In a world full of overcomplicated machines, the Niva is refreshingly simple, and sometimes, that's exactly what we need.